Welcome to the 9th Annual Festival of Gratitude. It's good to see you here, and it's good that you're here. It's good that you're here as individuals, because people who express and receive gratitude are healthier, both physically and mentally. They experience less depression, they're more hopeful, they're more optimistic, they're more pleasant to be around. So it's good that you're here, and it's good that we're here together, celebrating so many things to be thankful for. We can be thankful for this building, because you own it, citizens of Oshkosh. So this is not a private theater, this is Oshkosh's living room. And you're here to spend an evening together surrounding yourself in gratitude. So the first person I'm going to call to the microphone is Barbara Kuhn. She's from Congregation B'nai Israel, and she's going to lead us in a moment of silence.
Hi, I'm Barbara Kuhn from Congregation B'nai Israel. Yesterday, I flew home from Denver. This Star of David was in my suitcase. It was not around my neck. I am painfully aware of anti-Semitism. From January 2012, which included the Sikh temple in Oak Creek, 412 people have died in mass shootings. Each one killed between 3 and 58 people. 2 were committed by females, 1 by a male and female couple, and all the rest by males. Half of the males were between the ages of 14 and 40. 4 happened in places of worship, 6 in schools. 31 murders were committed by whites, and the other 20 were committed by Asians, Blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos added together. It is impossible to measure the pain, grief, suffering, loss of the families and friends, as well as the community cost. The 11 Jewish lives lost in the Tree of Life synagogue shooting were not any more precious than the other 401 Christian, Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, Buddhist, agnostic, atheist, and pagan lives. This is in less than 7 years, and I might have to update these numbers today. I suggest it's time we open every worship service, every public meeting, every governing body, open or closed meeting, with prayerful consideration of these victims and their families. What would change if Congress, state legislature, the city council, all open their meetings every time with a moment of silence to think about the victims of mass shootings? Most days, my heart is filled to overflowing with thankfulness for the blessings of America, for this time and this place, for the pure luck that dropped me into the Horkey family in Dunn County in Wisconsin in 1943. When we, all of us, collectively decide where to put our money, our time, and our energy, we have a lot of tough choices to make. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Let's spend a few seconds just being quiet. Thank you. Now I invite the Reverend Tezo Byron Bartow. He is from Zen River Sangha, and as in years past, he's going to lead a short meditation
Good evening, and thank you for the invitation to be here, Tom, and for all the wonderful people who've joined in this celebration, and Barbara for the wonderful reflection. So for this practice, if you can do so, if you'd sit a little bit forward on your seat, and imagine that there's a thread that's pulling you straight up at your crown. You may want to tuck your chin in just a little bit, place your feet flat on the floor, and then relax. Sit right up into gravity and then relax, and let your shoulders hang off your spine, let your hands rest on your knees, on your thighs, or in your lap as is comfortable. And just pay attention to your breathing. Notice your breath as it naturally comes in and naturally flows out. Breathing in. And just being present. And breathing out. Letting go and becoming simply aware and present in this moment. Then breathing in, consider the blessing of this life. All the gifts that you have, the wonder in the world around you. And breathing out, allow yourself to feel gratitude for the wonder of this life and its experience. And then breathing in, think of someone who's close to your heart, some family member or friend who you have a very close bond with. And think of all the wonderful, delightful attributes, aspects of this person and your connection with her or him. And breathing out, just feel the depth of appreciation for the wonder, the privilege of this special relationship. And then traveling just a little farther afield, think of someone in our community or in your work who you don't know very well. And with this person held in your mind, in your heart, think of the positive experience of this person in some way. Their strengths, their warmth, their good qualities. And breathing out, allow yourself just to be filled with gratitude at the privilege of living in this world where such a one is present. And breathing in, this time we'll travel a little farther. think of someone who, well, usually you don't like so well. And hold this person in your mind and in your heart and begin to consider what positive attributes they really have. Hold them in your mind. And breathing out, allow yourself to feel gratitude. That the possibility exists that even those who are not easy for us have wondrous qualities, strengths, and goodness. Thank you for the privilege to be here and to share this little moment of practice with you.
I have a confession to make. In my haste to get things started, I neglected to welcome to the stage the mayor of Oshkosh, the Honorable Steve Cummings. I didn't forget you completely, Steve, but it's close. It was in the midst of mindfulness that I realized that you should come forward to the stage now and share your welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Tom. It gave me a chance to rewrite my speech and shorten it. Good evening. On behalf of the Oshkosh Common Council and the 67,000 people who call this great place home, welcome to what I call the coolest city in the state of Wisconsin, perhaps in the entire Midwest. And I want to thank Tom for reaching out to me. This is my first time at this event, so Tom, even though you forgot me, thank you. Oshkosh has always been a community of change, and the changes we are experiencing today are both positive and very exciting. We have become more diverse and inclusive. Because of this, the fabric of the life in our community and the quality of life is constantly changing and being enriched. It's exciting to be here tonight with Sylvia Carey Butler, Chief of Police Dean Smith, who you'll hear from later, to be part of this event. And it's a natural extension of unity in community, which Tom mentioned before. It was an event that we, Sylvia, Dean, and I began discussing about 3 years ago and put into motion with the inaugural event taking place in May of this year. There are a lot of diverse cultures within our community, and we thought it was about time to get everyone together to showcase and talk about our differences, our similarities, and what makes us unique. Our steering committee consisted of people from the Hmong, Native American, African American, Muslim, former Soviet Union, and Filipino communities, as well as people from the Oshkosh Area School District, the university, the District Attorney's Office, Oshkosh Corporation, and of course the City of Oshkosh. The support from businesses, large and small, and nonprofit organizations, and the restaurants in our community was overwhelming. It was a free family event. The day was filled with food, music, educational activities for children, and the weather was a perfect early May day in Wisconsin, which is very rare. It was on May 5th, so it was even rarer that it was almost in the 80s. And the attendance was beyond our wildest dreams. Next year's event, which we hope you'll attend, will be on April 14th and will be held at the Oshkosh Convention Center. We just didn't think we could be lucky enough to have 2 perfect Saturdays back to back. America has been referred to as a melting pot. Some of our greatest music that has survived the test of time is still played was written within the first half of the last century. Much of it was written by the children of immigrants who came from countries such as Russia, Germany, and Eastern Europe. God Bless America was written by a first-generation Russian Jew whose parents fled Russia because of the Tsar's pogroms. African Americans gave us the blues and jazz. Other parts of the world, such as African countries south of the border in the Caribbean, have also influenced music in America. Because of this, our music is unique, drawing upon inspiration from countries throughout the world. The same can be said of the food in America. Today, foods of the world are available in restaurants in almost every city in the country, regardless of size. In Oshkosh alone, we have Japanese, Thai, Chinese, Hispanic, German, Italian, and the list goes on. And who hasn't enjoyed mung egg rolls at the farmer's market? When you dig deep enough, you will find that many of our traditions that we consider American were brought here by people from other parts of the world. We are who we are because of the blending of our different cultures. We took the best and made them truly our own. It's an honor to have the Festival of Gratitude here in Oshkosh again for the 9th consecutive year, which I understand is the largest of its kind in the state. This is one more great community event in the city known as Wisconsin's Event City. Thank you. Tom, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Cummings. There are 2 slides I'd like to have shown. Oh, good. That's the word thank you in 9 different languages. From the top, Spanish, Greek, Chinese, Hungarian, Japanese, Polish, Korean, Swahili, and Hmong. And there's another slide. Those are Arabic, Hebrew, and Urdu. I hope you can just spend a moment with the strangeness of seeing words written in other languages, but also in other alphabets. And take a moment to marvel that there are people who can read these words, and they marvel at what we read when they see our letters. In a sense, we have another language going right now. On my left is Sarah Evans. She's our interpreter from the sign language group. And even if you don't speak, even if you're not fluent in American Sign Language, just having that language here enhances what we're doing together, enhances our being together. So Sarah, thank you for being here. And thank you for coming and encountering some things that may be a little different. While I'm on the subject of ASL, American Sign Language, I should remind you or tell you that the Grand has what's called an audio loop. If you're wearing hearing aids now, and if you have the kind of hearing aid that has a T switch on it, you can turn your hearing aid to the T switch, and it's hard to describe how clearly you hear. I have hearing aids and I have a T switch on mine, and I can't put into words for someone who's never had this experience how much clearer the sound is. It's like directly into your brain. So do that. You will not miss a thing coming over the sound system tonight. And now Nikita, come to the stage, please. I have some words to say about Nikita Butler. Most Sundays she's at Bethel Worship Center leading the worship there. But she performed at a music festival in the Leach Amphitheater in September called Unity in the Community, which is just one word different from what our mayor talked about, unity in community. Nikita played at that event and played beautifully. And I talked to her backstage and told her how impressed I was with how well she played, and then she told me that she had written the songs that she'd played at the festival. And I said, I think I've got a gig for you in November. So Nikita, I am very thankful that you're here with us this evening.
Just make sure everything's on good. So the first time I'm going to sing is called Every Morning. And it was a song written in a time where, I wasn't feeling very grateful. It's easy to be grateful when everything's going right? But when everything's kind of crashing down around you, it's hard to say thank you. So this is a song that I wrote to remind me to be thankful to God for what he's done. Thank you. So the last song, you guys were off the hook. So this one, you gotta have to sing with me a little bit. You ready? You guys warmed up? A little bit? Me. You guys warmed up? So when we get to the part of the song where there's a series of O's, I want you guys to echo what I do. So we're gonna do a quick practice run. You ready? Ready? Some of you guys look petrified. It's okay. I promise. So I sing, oh, 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 oh. Perfect, y'all are hired. Awesome. I know I'm not perfect, yet you still love me. You're always mindful of me, you call me a friend. And when my life was divided, you came to my rescue. You put the broken pieces back in place. So in this moment I choose to say, God, I thank you, even for the broken moments. For in those moments I found you, in your presence I found your love. Oh, I found your grace, yeah. I found forgiveness. I found all that you are, and I found mercy that covers all my mistakes. I found goodness here in this place. Oh, I know I'm not perfect, yet you still love me. You're always mindful of me, you call me a friend. Oh, my life was divided, you came to my rescue. You put the broken pieces back in place. So in this moment I choose to say, God, I thank you, even for the broken moments. For in those moments I found you, in your presence I found your love, and I found your grace, yeah, and I found forgiveness. I found all that you are, and I found mercy that covers all my mistakes. I found goodness here in this place. Are y'all ready? Oh, 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 I found your love, oh, I found your grace, yeah. I found forgiveness, I found all that you are, and I found mercy that covers all my mistakes. I found goodness here in this place. I found goodness here in this place. I found goodness here in this place. Thank you.
I invite Oshkosh's police chief, Dean Smith, to talk a little bit about unity and community, and there are some slides here to show as well. As Mayor Cummings said, it was a beautiful May Day, and I think you can see that from the photos.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you, Tom, for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak a little bit about unity and community and really what it meant for the city of Oshkosh and more importantly for those within our community just to come together. 2018 was the very first year of unity and community. It was really the brainchild of Mayor Cummings and Dr. Sylvia Carey Butler. Thank you for being here, sitting over there all quietly by yourself over there. They had a dream, they had a vision of having an event that would bring all of the diverse communities within the city of Oshkosh together. And I just feel fortunate that I had the opportunity to go along for the ride and do my own little part. There were hundreds of people that coming together to celebrate the cultures here in the community, here in the city of Oshkosh. And they're representing communities all over the world. They're bringing people together just to say hello to their neighbors, and identifying maybe those unique characteristics that separated them, made them a little different, but more importantly, finding those things that we had similarities together for. We were celebrating the culture that's embedded in our community. Tom wanted me to tell you a story about one of our actual committee members who comes from the Middle East. And he was actually FaceTiming his family back in the Middle East, and he was just very, very surprised that I was dressed like this, and I was walking around Unity and Community, and I didn't have guards. I didn't have people that were guarding me, and I was surprised because I didn't think that I needed anybody like that. But in his community back in the Middle East, folks like me who do the job that I do felt it important that they could be protected. And we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that in our community, no matter where you hailed from, no matter where your background is, you can feel safe in your community. You can feel a part of this community because we're all brothers and sisters. We're all going to come together. We're all going to take care of each other. So Tom, I hope I did justice to what you tried to reach. And thank you again for having me here tonight.
Thank you, Chief Smith, and for all the ways you help make Oshkosh a more safe and diverse community. I want to show the other slides. Nothing says festive to me like a bouncy castle. I don't know why that is. I think they're good. That's your police chief with a police officer and then the district attorney on the left side of that picture. I got an email message this morning from Mary Yang, and I was thrilled because she confirmed that the Oshkosh North Asian American Culture Couples Dance Group and Asian Culture Girls Dance Group would be here tonight. And they always do such a wonderful job, and I'm so glad they're here. But then I looked at the names of the songs that they're going to be dancing to, and there is no way I'm going to try pronouncing these songs. So, Mary, could you come forward and help us all out?
Within the Hmong culture, one of the ways in which we display gratitude is to celebrate the new year as a family. Traditionally, the new year is done where family and friends from near and far come and gather together, and they rest and they enjoy the fruits of their labor and enjoy one another's company and wish each other Nyo Zhong Xiong Chia, which means a new year to you. We hope you have a good one. So this evening we have a group of students from North High School that will be performing a piece that represents the courtship between a young man and a young woman, one of the very popular activities that takes place at a New Year festivity.
I was hoping for 2 dances, but one was fabulous, and I thank them again for appearing. While Dr. Tannen and his musicians are getting set up, I want to recognize some of our sponsors. We have business sponsors, Oracular, Aurora Medical Group, the Oshkosh Herald, and the New Moon Cafe. Also, Service Club, the Oshkosh Rotary Club is a sponsor as well. On the 1st of November, Dr. Tannen took part in a panel discussion called Prisms of Gratitude at the Public Library. And there were some other representatives from different faiths, Baha'i, Ekankar, Buddhist, Latter-day Saints. Dr. Tannen represent Hindus, and we also had a Lutheran. And they were talking about gratitude and how each of their faith traditions shaped their understanding of gratitude. It was amazing how much they had in common. But one thing Dr. Tannen said is, I hope I never forget it. He said, gratitude is dynamic. Gratitude moves. It has to move between people for it to be grateful. The one giving the thanks and the one receiving the thanks. There has to be some motion between those two, some communication. But here's something that really surprised me about gratitude, and that is the one who receives the most from an expression of gratitude is not the one who gives the gratitude, nor the one who receives the gratitude, but actually it's the person who observes the movement, the dynamism of gratitude between people. That's the person who receives the most from expressions of gratitude. So think about that, and think about you're being watched when you're sharing thoughts of how you appreciate other people. You're being watched, and just what you're doing is making our community stronger and better. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dilip Tannen, and this is my group. We have Sutanu Sur and his wife, Ishita Sur. And if you want to say a few words about yourself or the instrument.
Good evening, everyone. This is Sutanu Sur. I play this instrument called tabla. So this is actually a versatile Indian classical instrument used in various formats. It's kind of a percussion instrument. So I've been playing this at the age of 5. I started learning this instrument, and I've been playing since. I work as a software engineer for Cognizant, and accompanying Mr. Dilip Tannen with tabla. Thank you, everyone.
This is Penny Wilson from Love, Light and Harmony. Maybe she can tell you a few words about her.
Love, Light and Harmony is a local kirtan band. We have a monthly kirtan at One Love Wellness Center in Menasha on second Saturdays. Kirtan is call and response singing, and it's kind of a joyful way to meditate. So we hope you'll join us sometime. And we're also going to be having a special New Year's Eve celebration at One Love, beginning at 6 o'clock. They're going to be doing yoga and qigong, and we'll be having kirtan and ceremonial chocolate and other things. So a very wonderful, mindful way of bringing in the new year. So I hope you'll join us sometime.
This is a bhajan. Bhajan is a song we sing in the praise of the God, Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is always depicted as having a flute, and that's why it's good to have someone who can play the flute. So the meaning is, who was Lord Krishna playing the flute for? His wife or his devotees? And the answer is for everyone. So God treats everyone the same, so he's playing for everyone. So that's the song.
श्याम तेरी बंसी पुकारे राधा नाम, लोग करे मीरा को यूं ही बदनाम। श्याम तेरी बंसी पुकारे राधा नाम, श्याम तेरी बंसी पुकारे राधा नाम, लोग करे मीरा को यूं ही बदनाम।
सांवरे की बंसी को बजने से काम, सांवरे की बंसी को बजने से काम, राधा का भी चाम तो मीरा का भी शाम। श्याम तेरी बंसी पुकारे राधा नाम, श्याम तेरी बंसी पुकारे राधा नाम, लोग करे मीरा को यूं ही बदनाम। सांवरे की बंसी को बजने से काम, सांवरे की बंसी को बजने से काम, राधा का भी शाम तो मीरा का भी शाम। कौन जाने बांसुरिया किसको बुलाए, जिसके मन भाए वो उसी के गुन गाए। कौन जाने बांसुरिया किसको बुलाए, जिसके मन भाए वो उसी के गुन गाए। कौन नहीं बंसी की धुन का गुलाम, राधा का भी शाम तो मीरा का भी शाम।
श्याम तेरी बंसी पुकारे राधा नाम,
Thank you. As in past years, most of the people who are presenting on the stage will be available following the festival in the lobby. It's one thing to see people on stage performing, but it's much better if you can have a face-to-face conversation with them. So I hope you'll seek them out following the festival. A lot of different faith communities have supported this year's festival, some of them financially. The Wisconsin Satsang Society Incorporated Eckankar, Congregation B'nai Israel, the Oshkosh Baha'i community. Also, some churches have provided office support for the festival: Christ Lutheran, First Congregational, Bethany United Church of Christ, Our Savior's Lutheran, St. Andrew's Lutheran, and finally the Ahmadiyya Muslim community not only sponsored the festival tonight, they also hosted the Interfaith Potluck, which took place earlier this evening. That was the third annual potluck, and it was a wonderful event with a wide variety of food. And now it's time for the people from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community to come after the carpet is rolled up. Okay.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Rasulun Kareemun Raufun Rahimun Sirajun Munirun Muhammad. Awwalul Abidin Khatamun Nabiyyin Rahmatan lil Alamin Muhammad. Ya Rabbi salli ala nabiyyika daiman fi hazihi dunya wa ba'sin sani. Ya Rabbi salli ala nabiyyika daiman fi hazihi dunya wa ba'sin sani. Rasulun mubinun Rasulun aminun Taha Ahmadu Muhammad. Awwalul Abidin Khatamun Nabiyyin Rahmatan lil Alamin Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا وبذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنب والصاحب بالجنب وابن السبيل وما ملكت أيمانكم إن الله لا يحب من كان مختالا فخورا الذين يبخلون ويأمرون الناس بالبخل ويكتمون ما آتاهم الله من فضله وَأَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابًا مُهِينًا. This is verses of Holy Quran from chapter 4, verses 37-38. The translation is, and worship Allah and associate not with Him, and show kindness to parents and to kindred and orphans, and the needy, and the neighbor that is a kinsman, and the neighbor that is a stranger, and the companion by your side, and the wayfarer, and those whom your right hand possesses. Surely Allah loves not the proud and the boastful, who are niggardly and enjoin people to be niggardly and conceal that which Allah has given them of His bounty. And we have prepared for the disbelievers a humiliating punishment. First of all, I wanted to apologize in the sense that the program and the poem they just recited, the verses are different in the sense that our wires got crossed between me and Tom. So I'll read the translation now of the verses they just recited. Bless, O Allah, Muhammad and the people of Muhammad, the messenger, the generous, the mild, the merciful, the radiant, the first to submit, the seal of all the prophets, the beneficent mercy of all worlds personified, the clear messenger, the trustworthy messenger, pure, the chosen one, the unlettered prophet, the announcer, the one who distributes, the clear warner, the first Muslim, the first believer, the first preacher in the way of Allah, the first to submit, the beneficent and mercy of all worlds personified, Muhammad, the praiseworthy, O Lord, shower blessings on Prophet in this world and next. Thank you very much. So, you girls can leave if you want to. This year, our community, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Oshkosh and in USA, was blessed and is thankful that we had the blessed opportunity of a visit of our beloved Khalifa. He visited the United States for 3 weeks and had the opportunity to inaugurate 3 mosques in USA and a hospital in Guatemala. During his visit, he had the opportunity to meet local officials, dignitaries, politicians, and members of the academia in various receptions held in his honor. In his keynote addresses in these gatherings, a common message of peace and love for all was shared. I'm going to quote a small passage from his speech delivered at the inauguration of the mosque in Virginia and relates to the verses I just recited from the Holy Quran. Islam has enshrined freedom of belief as a basic human right. It naturally follows that true mosques are symbols of religious freedom and shining beacons of love, mutual respect, and compassion. Certainly, I hope and expect that in your interactions with Ahmadi Muslims in the past, you will only have felt the spirit of love and respect from them towards you. Now this mosque has been officially opened. This spirit will only increase, and our message for peace towards humanity will reverberate ever louder and echo in all directions. The local Ahmadi Muslims will intensify their efforts to fulfill rights of neighbors of this mosque. Indeed, the Holy Quran has repeatedly instructed the Muslims to fulfill the rights of their neighbors and to treat them with utmost love and affection. I shall clarify that our neighbors are not only those that live close to the mosque or close to the homes of the Ahmadi Muslims. Rather, the circle of neighbors according to the Holy Quran spreads much further and includes persons, colleagues, subordinates, travel companions, and many other people besides. In essence, all people of the city are our neighbors, and it is our obligation to treat them with love, kindness, and generosity. I pray that the local Ahmadi Muslims live up to what I have said and personally reflect Islam's core message of love and humanity through their works and conduct each and every day. May the local Ahmadis treat their neighbors and all other members of the society with love and empathy, so that whatever fears or reservations may exist about Islam in the minds of some non-Muslims soon disappear. It is only my heartfelt prayer that all people of all beliefs, whether at local, regional, national, or international level, unite in a common purpose of spreading peace in this world. From the depths of my heart, I pray that after we have departed this world, our children and future generations remember us with love and affection. May they affirm that their elders spared no effort to foster a spirit of love, peace, and brotherhood amongst mankind and left behind a peaceful and enlightened world. End quote. I will hope that Ahmadi Muslims in Oshkosh have tried to live up to this, and if not, may we continue to improve our efforts. As a token, we will share His Holiness's message of peace by distributing his book at the end of this event. Please feel free to take one. Thank you much for your time, and we are thankful for today, as always.
Thank you, Karam. The Latter-day Saints are going to be coming on the stage now. I want to share an insight I got at the public library last Tuesday. On the third Tuesday of every month, there's a conversation called Considerations. And this month, the topic was gratitude. And as we were talking about this, somebody used a term that I had never heard before. He said he suffered from a gratitude deficit. And what he meant was he had worked for the same company for 30 years. He'd always been paid fairly, he'd always been treated fairly, but never in his 30 years there had his employer expressed any thanks for his work or any gratitude for his faithfulness in coming to work every day. And that phrase, gratitude deficit, kind of struck me, and I realized that this is a chance for me to plant a seed. Imagine the next person you see doing their job has a gratitude deficit. Look them in the eye and say something that shows you notice and appreciate their work, that you notice and appreciate them. Maybe you will fill their gratitude deficit, or maybe someone will overhear that exchange and also be blessed by it.
And
I have a story to tell. A year and a half ago, I was walking down Main Street, and I received a sign. And that's unusual. I had never received a sign before. It took me by surprise. I didn't know what it meant. I had gone to a demonstration about the current administration slashing the number of refugees our nation was going to take in that year. And when I went to the demonstration, someone gave me a sign. And this is what I saw. Luckily, right when my picture was taken, I saw that this is what it said: build bridges, not walls. So that's a good sign. And as I was standing there with my sign, some very nice lady, was walking around with cups of hot chocolate. It was a cold day, it was windy, and we hadn't started walking yet, and so she was just walking around handing people cups of hot chocolate. And she handed me one, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't drink this." And she said, "Make a friend." And I loved that. I loved, first of all, your petty food allergy is of no consequence to me, okay? That was one. But two, the solution to the problem was make a friend. Make a friend. It was a command. And I did. I took my cup of hot chocolate to the next person I saw who had a free hand, who hadn't been handed a sign, and I said, "On a cold day, a cup of warm hot chocolate would taste really good, wouldn't it?" And he said, "Yeah." I started to reach for it. I said, "My name's Tom. What's your name?" "Brad?" "Okay, Brad." So Brad and I are friends now, all because some stranger gave me a cup of hot chocolate, and I obeyed her command to go make a friend. With that, I invite Dr. Sylvia Carey Butler to come to the stage. She's going to talk about the coming Unity in Community Festival, which will be in 2018. And since I wrote it all out, I have to read her title. Dr. Carey Butler is the Associate Vice Chancellor, Academic Support of Inclusive Excellence, University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh. I love that title.
It's too long. Good evening, everyone. I'm absolutely delighted to be here. So you heard from the mayor about unity
Excuse me,
in
Sylvia,
the community.
there are slides for Sylvia too? I'm sorry.
And you heard from Chief Smith that talked about unity in the community, the why and how we came together. Let me just say that I hope that you will join us on April the 13th at the Convention Center for our second annual Unity in the Community celebration. And what I have a great deal of gratitude about is that I moved to a city that said, we welcome you, and you have an opportunity to partner with others to make a difference. I could have lived in a lot of different places in the Fox Valley, and I'm so glad that I chose Oshkosh, because there are so many wonderful people who have made me feel so welcome here. And there is so much diversity. And I don't know that we all are aware of the diversity that exists within the city. So I hope that you will join us on April the 13th when we celebrate our second annual Unity in the Community and see for yourself all the wonderful diversity that exists and how we've come together to celebrate and to learn. And hopefully, we're only beginning to demonstrate how diverse we are and where we can go. I think that in the Fox Valley, that we are, Oshkosh, is the city, the destination city. And I think that if we come together and do the work, that we can demonstrate to everyone how diverse we are. So I thank you, and I hope that you will join us. Good evening.
I'd like you to see the other slides here. It was just a wonderful, wonderful day. Well, they look familiar. Yeah. Thank you. Some more people I need to thank. I need to thank Portico and Livingstone churches. They lent their offering baskets for use tonight, and I just realized I picked them up Friday afternoon, so I don't know what they did for their offering yesterday. But they got through, I'm sure. A funny thing happened as I was thinking about who could be invited to invite people to contribute to the offering, and my first thought was Chief of Police Dean Smith. And he pointed out that that's a really, really bad idea, to have the chief of police asking people for money, and I got that. And then I asked Dr. Carrie Butler, and she said that this was not in her comfort zone either, and I respected that. And then the obvious answer hit me. What group of people has the most practice asking for money? Okay, I heard NPR. No. It's ministers. With that, I give you the Reverend Karen Jewell and the Reverend Jan LeVake.
It is a good thing to give thanks to the Lord, to sing praise to your name, O Most High, to herald your love in the morning, and your faithfulness at night, on the psaltery and on the lyre, and to the melody of the harp. For you have made me glad by your acts, O Lord, and I shout for joy because of the works of your hands. Okay, so we are two Lutheran pastors. You didn't think we could get up here without saying something from the Bible, and certainly not without giving thanks and singing, did you?
We're delighted to be able to give thanks tonight.
We're especially grateful for our colleague Tom Willitson, who has been the driving force behind this gathering, and many more, including the Common Grounds, that work to unite our community and to help us learn about one another in ways that bless us all.
Tonight, we would like to invite you to give your thanks and, as you are able, your support to the Unity and Community gatherings in Oshkosh.
So this year we have begun to gather twice a year to celebrate and to foster unity and community in Oshkosh at Thanksgiving time and in the spring, which was this past year, May 5th, 2018, at the Leach Amphitheater.
We're looking forward to the next Unity and Community event on Saturday, April 13th from 11 to 3 at the Oshkosh Convention Center.
Your free will offering of financial support tonight will continue to make these gatherings possible and support both this gathering and the Unity and Community gathering in the spring.
If you want to make a donation by check, please make your check out to the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation with Festival of Gratitude on the memo line.
The offering plates are at the entrances to this auditorium. Please don't make us stand there and pat you all down. Oh, that wasn't on the script.
That's why I like working with you. We thank you so much for your support of Unity and Community. We thank our community for this beautiful Grand Opera House, giving us the space and the time to gather together tonight. and we are very thankful for the many people who are building bridges among us this evening and all through our year.
The Oshkosh Rhythm Ensemble is going to be the next act to take the stage. And while they're doing that, I want to shout out a big thank you for the technical staff here at the Grand. They are professionals, and they really know how to go with the flow very, very well. I also want to thank the Friends of Oshkosh Media. They are covering the recording of tonight's festival, and you may see it on cable in the months ahead.
Hello. Hello. Thank you all for coming. This has been a quite awesome event. It's been a pleasure to see all the different music and dancing that's been brought. And we're going to crank up the volume just a notch here. We're going to bring a song called Funga, which is a traditional piece from Liberia, uses a traditional rhythm. And I've brought with me some of the people that come to our drum circles every Wednesday. And that is something that's open to anybody to join in. So if it sounds like a good idea, you can see us afterwards and we'll have some information for you. Oh, is there a Penelope in the crowd? Penelope. Did she leave? No, she's not here. All right. Well, then I'm going to need all y'all's help. The words are very simple. You'll pick them up. Feel free to join in. This is a community song, and some of you may have heard it before, so I want to hear you the loudest. All you.
Oshkosh Rhythm Ensemble. I don't know if you could see from there, the faces on the drummers had both concentration and joy. I mean, in addition to the great music they were making, it was just great to see their joy in making music together. Well, the special surprise guest is making their way to the stage now. If you read in the Northwestern yesterday in the church news, you saw that, quote, a special surprise is planned for the conclusion of the festival. That surprise is the Winnebago Land Barbershop Chorus. They have 2 songs to sing, and then they will lead us in the final song. But there are still some more people we need to thank for putting on the event tonight. Christ Lutheran Church and the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation provided bookkeeping support to pay the bills for this event. We also had some individual sponsors, Alex Hummel and Brenda Haynes, Elizabeth and Gordon Hintz, and Deb Martin, all provided money prior to the festival. I'm sure there'll be other people because Jan and Karen did such a good job of inviting you when you pass the empty, for now, offering plates as you leave to help support this year's next year's Unity and Community Festival and this year's Festival of Gratitude. Thank you.
We're the Barbershop Chorus here from Oshkosh. We formally call ourselves the Winnebago Land Chorus. And the reason that we do that instead of just calling ourselves the Oshkosh Chorus is that we have guys from as far away as Beaver Dam and Fond du Lac and Coloma. And, well, let's see, we don't draw Stevens Point. We do Berlin and we do Winneconne and we do many other communities around this area. So the whole bunch of us all together are Winnebago Land Chorus. Every summer, we spend some time each month in the various churches throughout the community and sing a few songs, actually 2 for them. We do somewhere between 11 and 14 churches on a Sunday morning. We load everybody up in a school bus, take them to the front door and drop them off, make sure they give their offering, and then we sing 2 songs, and then we come back and go to the next church. But we do quite a few of them on a Sunday morning, and it's pretty exciting to be able to do that and to share our type of music with the entire community. We'd like to do 2 songs for you here tonight. The first one is one that we have done in churches, and I think we did it this summer. And as soon as our director, Chris Vanderpass, is Vanderpass, I'm sorry. When you screw with a name and a Dutchman, you're really in trouble, and you need to know that. So at any rate, Vanderpass is our director. Chris is also the vocal music instructor at Lemire High School. Lives here in Oshkosh. He and his wife Jessica, newly married that boy is. But at any rate, we're very pleased to be here tonight, and we'll sing this first song for you, and then I'll come back and introduce the second one.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind.
you need to know that every day in this world is a wonderful day. And we have a song we'd like to do for you called It's a Good Day.
Yes, it's a good day for singing a song, and it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's a good day, how could anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night. Yes, it's a good day for shining your shoes, and it's a good day for losing the blues, 'cause you got everything to gain and not a thing to lose, 'cause it's a good day from morning till night. I said to the sun, good morning, sun, rise and shine today. You know you got to go to make a showing, and you got the right of way. Yes, it's a good day for paying your bills, and it's a very good day for curing your ills. So take a deep breath and throw away your pills. A good day for living, a good day for giving, a good day for wishing, and maybe some fishing. A good day from morning till night, till night.
Thank you very much. Why, we greatly appreciate the applause. You have in your bulletin that you have there, or in your program, you have the words to part of the next song. We would like to start that song for you, and when we get it going to where we think it's reasonably decent enough that you may have learned something, or we have remembered the words, then what we're going to do is we're going to have the director, who's Dutch by nature, German by design, turn around and direct you. And he does direct, take my word for it. So Chris is going to turn around and direct you. We want you to come in. Please join us in Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother.
else he's going to say, but I heard some really good singing out there, and we practice on Tuesday nights. I'm just mentioning that.
And Robin Cardell's looking for some drummers on Wednesday, too. Thank you. Those should be the last words of the Festival of Gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you.